Welcome back, everybody. Scare Moxley with you. This is day 8. This is March 8th. The Monday Night Wars resuming, reincarnating themselves tonight between WWE and TNA, but this is the moments that define WrestleMania. And I'm talking a little bit fast because WrestleMania 8, which happened April 5th, 1992, from the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana, later called the RCA Dome. To me, this is strangely one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time, despite the fact that the company was in a little bit of a ruckus because of the steroid scandals that were hitting all professional wrestling, especially WWE. This was a change creatively for everyone in the company. The company was rather sluggish. Um, they had to change things up. They had to really reinvent themselves because the fans were leaving and the steroid scandal took a threshold of the company and really hurt them to the bone. Um, but as I said, I found a strange liking to this WrestleMania because the crowd was into it. I always say when the crowd's into it, you know that they're really the performers in the ring are really showing something, and I liked there was a thing in every match at this card that I actually liked, and but there would only be a few select moments that I'll talk about, and I'll talk about them right now. Um, One notable moment: Lex Luger made his debut before he came in as a narcissist. Lex Luger, made in USA. Lex Luger, he was a part of the WWE's first um, venture out of wrestling, the World Bodybuilding Federation, where they were supposed to hold a WBF tournament in June of this year, about a couple months after WrestleMania, and Lex Luger was interviewed by Bobby Heenan. That was his first appearance. Lex Luger would show up in the WWE about a year later, in time for WrestleMania 9. We'll talk about that perhaps tomorrow when we talk about WrestleMania 9. Um, Also, Paul Ellering, who was the original manager of the Legion of Doom, the Legion of Doom were supposed to face Money Incorporated for the Tag Team Championships, but they left the company for a little bit, and then they came back at WrestleMania 8. And with the original manager, Paul Ellering, and cut what I thought was a very aggressive but kick-ass promo, saying the Legion of Doom is back, and just I really love the promo. I can't go specific because there's just a lot of stuff to go through with this one. A lot of likable moments for me with this WrestleMania. Um, Squash match of the night. It was about a minute long between the Rocket Owen Hart and the Alligator Man Skinner. Owen Hart picking up the win by a pinfall in a match that just really killed time. And there was a match between the British Bulldog and the Berserker that was supposed to take place, but it did not take place because of time constraints. Um, and now we get on to the top 3 moments of the card. This WrestleMania. Number 3 is Hulk Hogan's first last match. Hulk Hogan returning to the ring tonight in TNA. The other man, Ric Flair, was supposed to be the main event for WrestleMania, but it got changed up at the last minute, and Hulk Hogan still ended up in the main event, but not for the WWE Championship. He faced Sid Justice in what they called his farewell match then, and it ends Hulk Hogan winning by disqualification. WWE Magazine said because of Papa Shango's interference, but the bell rang prematurely, and the ending was kind of flummoxed. But the Ultimate Warrior coming in, surprisingly, saving the day for Hulk Hogan from a double beatdown from Sid Justice and Papa Shango. Hulk Hogan picking up the victory in his farewell match, but he would return. Hulkamania would run wild in WWE again. Number 2, the very classic, to me, one of the most understated Intercontinental Championship matchups ever, was at this WrestleMania between 2 fan favorites, Bret Hitman Hart and the champion, the not-so-Cinderella story, Roddy Piper, who his only reign as Intercontinental Champion was at this WrestleMania, and both men had a back-and-forth battle. The fans loved it. I loved it too because it was just it was a seesaw battle, and Bobby Heenan had a lot of funny comments in this one. 2 ugly people staring at each other. That's fun. Um, what the hell? Use the bell. Just a whole bunch of zingers. Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon would share not just in this match but the entire event. It was comic gold, and it was something fun to watch. And so was this match for the Intercontinental Championship. Bret Hart busted open. Um, the two would slug it out. In the end, Bret Hart wins the Intercontinental Championship. His final reign as Intercontinental Champion. Later in the year, in 1992, he would be WWE Champion for the first time. Number one was a wild, wacky slobber knocker, as good old JR, Jim Ross would put it. Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ric Flair for the WWE Championship. Macho Man Randy Savage has had a few of my favorite matches of WrestleManias so far. This would be his craziest. It seemed like when he was the last 3 years when he was in WWE, when he wasn't doing broadcasting, he would just want to kill somebody. Such was the case with Jake Roberts after Snake Damien bit him prior to the Survivor Series, when he had the rivalry with him, when he had the rivalry with Ric Flair here. Flair and Mr. Perfect had hidden photos of Miss Elizabeth that they were going to show on the big screen in Indianapolis after Savage lost, but it's just a crazy match. Perfect getting involved, the fans just excited. Bobby Heenan going berserk in the broadcast booth, hoping Flair will win. Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Ric Flair doing whatever they can give Ric Flair, keep him as WWE Champion. Flair busted open incredibly at the forehead. Randy Savage working half the match with not broken ankle, but the ankle sprained. Elizabeth coming out, chaos at ringside, and just this match, it was the most wild and I think most enjoyable WWE Championship match to watch in the 8 WrestleManias that have taken place so far. But Macho Man Randy Savage blocking a right hand as Flair's trying to work on the leg. Savage rolling up Flair and unexpectedly and pulling the tights too, and Randy Savage winning the WWE Championship for his second and final time at this event. In what just a crazy championship match that you would have to watch for yourself, since I don't have enough time really to describe it. All in all, I really enjoyed this WrestleMania, and with the way that the steroid trials came down on WWE, they before the low era, the low time that they had in 93, 94, a little bit of 1995, they gave it their all with the people that they did, and delivered a solid show. I think a solid WrestleMania, and an understated good show in Indy. That's all I have to say for that. Tomorrow we'll talk about WrestleMania 9, the beginning, the unofficial beginning, I think, of the new generation, brand new era in WWE, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Skeeter Moxley saying so long and enjoy the Monday Night Wars, folks. All of us as wrestling fans, long-time wrestling fans, are probably happy that we got 2 shows, 2 things to watch, flip back and forth and back and forth. And I, for one, am happy because I just am. And I started being a fan towards the end of the Monday Night Wars, and I'm happy that there's another one. I'm just really ecstatic right now. So until tomorrow, Skeeter Moxley saying goodbye. The moments that define WrestleMania continues with WrestleMania 9.